All right. Well, you got to remember what we're doing. You have to see it every time you do it. You have to see it. You have to know what you're doing. You have to know it. You have to see it. You have to see it. You have to be able to do it because you know it's in sync. You know which words go here and here, spots and things and different positions and hands and this stuff in one whole motion. And then you have to do it, and you have to do it. Now I've been teaching you both the left hand and the right hand, but I've been focusing mostly on this left shoulder because we've got to rotate this shoulder to get the club back. If you get this hip, if that shoulder's down, and you try to rotate, you're limited. You're just limited. I got a lot more motion. I've stopped my motion, and to try to do that, you get restricted. You want to use the full motion that you have. And you have to rotate that thing, because if it goes this way, it kind of gets stuck this way. You see, the thumb is open, right? Where should it be? It's got to be down, right? Remember? It's got to be down. And we're going to do that. I'm going to do a little bit of Mo's, couple of drills that Mo does, and you'll kind of get the gist of it. But now I'm going to work a lot about the right hand, because the right hand, you've got a hinge here, and you got a hinge here. Whereas the left arm, we want to keep it one together, whereas the elbow is a little softer, and it's not extended like this. It just kind of relaxes it. So it's not a true straight line motion, since you've got a little bit of a hinge going on here. And that's important because when the hand hinges, we've talked about hingings, and the hinge can be down, and that'll go to neutral, and then the thumb will go up. That's how it works, we know that. But this elbow has control between here and here. They have to work together. This elbow has to rotate or subordinate with your elbow. So when the club is down, when this elbow starts to break, elbow breaks, then what does the thumb does? The thumb goes up and the club goes back this way, right? So this elbow goes down and this one goes up. It's a hinge. You got a hinge here. It can only do this, but the elbow can do all of that. And that's what you want to know. The other thing about the right elbow, it's here. So let's say, let me get you in the picture here. So if my hand's out here, and this is a straight line motion, but this one's got a little bit of a little bend to it. So what is going on here with this counterbalance we're dealing with? Remember, if the thumb's down, the weight's over here. When it starts to go up, now the momentum, the weight goes down, counterbalance, right? That's very important. We've been talking about that, and we're going to keep on talking about it. So this elbow is like this. It's pretty neutral, right? Because Mo wants to what? Sunny side up. and he wants the thing on balance, and the hand's going straight up, right? So as it goes back, you see, we're still pretty much parallel. It's not, it's still there. But when this thing starts to go down and up, now the weight was neutral. Now the weight goes down and the weight goes up, counterbalance. And that's really important. So the club is going back and the hand is down. Now I got it at the corner here. Now I'm going to hinge up and down and around. I'm tilted back. I'll be like this, right? If the elbow goes straight down, there's a couple things you haven't done. You've lost some of your width. You have more motion. You stop some of your motion, so you're limited. And when it's on balance here, when it goes down, if it's there, you want to have the elbow here a little bit more, because now it's centered between your hands. If it gets down like this, looks pretty nice, doesn't it? A lot of people, and I was guilty of it. When I was trying to do most stuff, and I had a lot of trouble about how do I get my hands going right. So I used to try to just take my elbow, like Hogan does this stuff. He goes like this. Well, it's a great feel. It's a great feel. But if you do this, you've lost all your width. I can only go that far. If the elbow goes, wow, look at how much width I've got, right? So you don't want to let go of that. So if the hand goes up and straight down, you lost all your width back there. You see that? So a lot of us time, the hand is hinge, it hits up, but also the shoulder supinates and goes that way and then that way. If this stays, if you don't use your shoulder, the same thing over here, you're using your shoulder, so I'm not using my shoulder. The right shoulder, if I just go, looks pretty. I've lost a lot of width and speed and distance and everything else that I need to have. So this elbow, as it breaks, the momentum here is on balance, but it's going that way. So there's motion going this way. So these muscles, while it's been supinated underneath, so the muscles are working this way, but can also go back this way. So I have to go, here's my, there, and then I have to finish my shoulder turn by extending that elbow out. Biggest problem I had with Mo, I tried to stay like this, had a nice pretty swing. I've lost all this width and all this extension, and it's not balanced because that's on that. But what about the left hand? Left hand is not as balanced. I have to have there. Now the left hand is, see, it's gravity. I don't have all the weight and all the speed is in that slot. If it's this way, what am I doing? I'm not getting what I want. So you have to understand this right hand. It'll extend away. Then you can see, remember we talked about hand down, this way, this way. Well, it's still down, isn't it? Just haven't come up yet. But now the weight's coming up and the elbow is working. So these are both working together and they're coming up and out. Look at the stretch in me. See that? So I do this. Have I stretched anything here? No. I'm here, and then it has to go that way. Now, see, that's still I'm playing, isn't it? So now, if I'm over here, I could be in trouble. If I come down, I go this way, I drop it down, then I'm stuck. Then it's stuck. So what I'm teaching here is I'm teaching the backswing here, whereas the left hand is doing all this work here, and the right hand is very passive in a sense, but it can be active too. That's active. That's active. That's not passive. That's active. So that is motion going this way, and you have counterbalances everywhere in the swing. It's the way it goes hip here and here, and then it goes this way, this way. That's counterbalance. And it has to stay on sync. It stays in that slot. So we've talked about this a lot, and I guess I'm probably going to say the same thing over and over and over, because I'm giving you some of these, what I say, main things you have to understand and remember, the common denominators you have to have. So now, again, we got the belly button with Hogan and Mo, right? And what does it does? There's the weight. What the belly button does? Well, the butt goes that way. So that's your backswing, right? Not by Mo. Mo, that's his forward swing. Why? Because that was here, and this is here. This went forward, and that one went back. Where is the tailbone? The belly's going that way. Oh, it's going that way. Well, what about the tailbone? The tailbone is going that way. The weight's going this way. And this is going that way. And it has to be in balance. Okay? If you get this, you're out of sync. And you can't keep the chain connected. So this elbow is here, right? Well, it takes the club and he puts his hand. He likes that hand. We're talking about Mo now. He likes his hand like this and the club going back there. So where do you think the center is? I told you it's between the hands, right? where's that? Belly buttons, tailbone, this, and this, and this, all this, elbows and everything else stays centered. So the weight will go this way, hands down. Now it's time to change direction, and so the elbow will bend and lift and turn in sync. Now, if this elbow is out here, if I drop it, I'm stuck. So what happens is, I'm up here and I'm here. When you change direction, you do not move anything from the top. Your belly button and your tailbone will start the downswing because you're going to shift the weight onto your left foot. So the belly button, and what is it doing? It's turning toward the heel. It's turning toward the heel. Okay? And that's how the downswing goes. And then this is still up here, we'll say, like this. It goes there. Well, now I can do that famous Mo when he's just vertical drop. And now I've got in front of the hip, and now I can ride through, staying centered, and the belly button goes from the back to the front, and the tailbone from the front goes to the back. When Hogan and Mo they got the same way to think and talk. So when they're talking about belly button, that means a total connection here. The belly button is the center of everything, and everything stays in sync with the belly button and the tailbone. Well, I have a tendency to doing it over and over again, but I think it was very, very important. We'll probably say it in different ways over and over again. But this is what I want you to learn here. And we're going to show you how this elbows between them is crucial. So we've talked about, and again, I'll just remind you with this thing here, when we talk about left hand's on top, right hand's on top, we're supposed to be normal position where the hands are, and then you do upside down, put it this way, and there, now you have the slot. You have the slot. If you're down here, kind of hard to see the picture, but if the hands are more like this, you can see that's in the slot, right? There's the slot. So I like to have things I can see and I can feel. So I can make this, there's the down, this is the corner, right? There's the corner. So we're turning it. I got a chair. I can turn my chair. So we're going to turn. And then we're still down. Now the momentum starts to go up and around and back until I get the finish position there. Now, as I start down, the club is still going backward, and feel my pelvis is starting to turn, and while the club's still going backwards. You see what's going on here? The momentum's going there, but the bottom, a counterbalance, and that weight is going that way. And that's really important because once you've made the turn and you're here, if you try to start down from the top, you're stuck. And the only way to get there is you have to keep on hanging and hanging and hanging until the belly button has cleared and straight centers up. Now I can just drop it down and I can go through. And I don't get stuck. Okay, we got two sides of, right? You got momentum and resistance. You have rotate, supinate. So if you put it here, got it in your hands, and you got it in there, so you start off this way, right? So what happens? I'm going to rotate and rotate and rotate and rotate, and I'll get it into that position. Then I'm going to hinge up, and I'll keep around and bring the club back. And you'll see, you're all seeing the green side, right? Green side. Now there's some yellow here, but now it's going this way. And it goes this way and this way. So now the belly button goes, all of a sudden we're starting to see the yellow part here. And we haven't done anything yet. See that? Now I've got myself past, and then I drop it, boom, right in the middle. Right in the middle. So things like this seems kind of foolish to some people. Oh, this guy's just playing around with toys. What of the couple most important things that I told you? Think about it. What have I taught you? What do you want? How do you learn something? You have to see it. You have to see it. You have to feel it. I gotta feel it. That keeps that slot. I feel the slot there. I can see where the momentum and the resistance goes. So when you do stuff like this, I think you get a picture. And I told you about Mo, what Mo does. He gets up there, he does a little waggle, where's he looking? Not looking at the ball. His eyes are going this way. See that? He feels what he is seeing then he looks down. It's kind of a balance thing. They kind of go together. He goes, and then he's looked back to the ball. That's taking a picture and stamping into your mind, and you see, I see the shot. I see where it's going, where I want it to go. Now, if I have it in sync, in the mind, and we've been promised and practiced to where we're getting the things in the right positions enough that you allow the eyes and the mind take over, and you get to the point you really do that, you don't think about it anymore. This is down the road. Okay, sometime, maybe a year or 2 years later even, you really get it. But boom, 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 boom. So you have to see it, step into that mind, and one of the main things again, no negative teaching, only positive, no negative. If you put a negative thought, it doesn't know the difference, and it's going to go whatever it sees, and you believe it. You saw something, oh, the water's over there, I believe that water's over there. You just program yourself where you're going to hit it. Okay. So, I'm going to show you why Mo does this with a drill that he does. And again, thumb down, neutral, thumb up, neutral, thumb down. That's the hinge, and the hinge in the elbow, up and down. So, I'll bring it just a little bit more down. You see my pretty face all the time, so you don't need to look at my face or my head. Just take a look at the club, what it's doing here. So here's Mo. And when he says something, I really believe he's telling you the truth. He doesn't just pretend something. He tells you what he does. He doesn't do it near him like he used to. But he used to do it all the time. He's got the club extends out there. He's got his shoulder is up, not down. It's up. It brings the hands up. Now, he's got me my tilt now. Then he drags it. You can see it over here. Move over there. See that? He drags it. He drags it. Now what's going on with the shoulder? Shoulder up and down. Up and down. Up and down. Now what happens? Right hand there. Now the hands are down. Now as turns, he's doing this in a turning motion, so it's hard to do it in static positions. So it's turning, and it is lifting up to parallel. Now the thumbs were down. Now it's moved to there where it's right in the middle. It continues to turn, And now the hinge and the elbow start to work together, back and away and up. There you are, perfect position. See that? Do it again. You drag it over to here, and thumbs down, starting to lift and turn until turning into neutral. Keep turning, and then the butt goes this way, and there she goes with the elbow there. Then as you come down, the belly button turns. See that? I haven't done anything. I've just turned. I haven't done anything with my hands. Because there, now I'm centered, and it'll slop down through the plane, and away it goes. All right, I'll try it in slow motion here. I'm not going to put it all the way on the ground, but I've got to stretch out and down. So I got the club here. I'll stretch it out and down and there, and then I'm going to change direction, and I'm going to go down and down and down and down and down and through. One more time. Shoulder up, down the way, lift and turn, elbow, stay in balance. Don't get your nose, come there, stay in balance. Change direction, haven't done anything. You centered, let it drop down and fire through. Now, we've gone through the first maybe, actually motion stuff, probably 4 or 5 lessons now. So if you are not up to speed now, what I'm doing, and you're confused, go back and re-see it and learn it again. Because this motion here is probably the simplest way to make a backswing you'll ever find out, because I'm not doing anything. What does he say? Less is more, and more is not less. We don't want to do that. Less is more. And sitting here trying to put the hands on here and try to do this, everything's out of sync and it's out of plane, and then I have to rotate it down, fend it down, close it down, rotate it down, and hit it. Man, that's a lot of work. If all you have to do, thumb down and turn up and down, hinge, elbow and hands up and around, keep it in centered. See how this, I haven't lost this window. I haven't lost this window. I keep this window here. This window's here all the time. If I allow this backswing to come in this way, then I can't really do much on the backswing. So I have to get the thing there, change direction to heel and the tailbone, boom, centered. Now the belly button goes forward and centers while the tailbone is going backwards. And you stay centered. You don't have to do this. You're centered. All right. Well, I was going to give you a lot there, but I've already gone 35 minutes. So I'll have to move on to the next section. I'm going to teach you a little bit about your feet when you're changing direction and how you're changing the weight within you between your feet without getting out of center. See you next time.